Hello, Gemini. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Vice Versa Tarot by. See if I'm going to try to not butcher this too much, but probably will. Massimiliano Filodoro. Artwork by David Corsi. It's funny, sometimes people will tell me how the right ways to say these things, and for like a day or two, I'm like, I got it, and then gone. But I want you to see how you spell these people's names. That way, if you want to find other things they've done, you can do that, because we wanted to do that for them. Supportive Oracle Cards, Chakra Wisdom Oracle Cards by Tori Hartman, illustrated by Gretchen Reisch-Baskin. Probably beating that up too. Again, though, if you like their stuff, I want you to be able to find them so that you can support them. So there we go. There we go. What do we got for... It's Gemini, but... Okay. I don't know, I'm getting like a fiery energy with this. So I'm like, this is Gemini. It's Gemini. I wonder if you're dealing with a fire sign though, because I am getting like a fire energy here. But they're saying, no, it's definitely for Gemini, because I'm getting that energy. Like, it's you. It's definitely for you. There's like, are you active? Are you doing something? Like, what's going on? Do you need to do something? Maybe that's the thing. Because I'm seeing isolation with forgiveness here. I feel like something needs to happen. I've been waiting and wanting and wishing and looking and waiting and thinking and plotting and considering and plotting. Have you been plotting? What's that flew out. It's fun. You got this card. This is the front of the Nine of Cups. There's the back of it. If I can move my finger, you got the front. Which is telling me, while things were kind of like down, if you were in a spot where you're on your own and you're considering things, you're looking at what's going on and you're stepping away from a situation, I feel like you're in a really positive space. Kind of like you own whatever the situation is. There's some situation where you're owning, this is what I contributed to that mess. But I was not the only one a part of that. And it's not totally on me. Maybe I didn't help as much as I thought I was gonna. Maybe I didn't make the best decisions. But you know what? You got forgiveness here. Kind of like you're owning your own situation. Like, that didn't turn out quite where I wanted it to. But you're kind of like, I need to look at this in a way where I can own some of it so I can have some control of this. So at the very least, I don't gravitate towards the same people. Something. You're owning something. You're deciding, you know what? I need to own a piece of this. And you're doing really good. The energy with the Nine of Cups is telling me you're kind of like, no, I'm going to own this. I'm not saying I did everything wrong, but there's a couple things I could have done better. And you know what? Other people had their own part in it, and I get that. But you know what? I need to make this better for me. And looking back on what I've gone through, I'm going to do things a little differently going forward. It's a very good energy. It's kind of like... You're not holding yourself down. You're not beating yourself up. You're just kind of like, hey, you know what? People make mistakes, and I think I made a few, but I'm going to learn from them, and that's how it's going to be. Everybody makes mistakes. Like, I think it's a typical thing when things go really bad. A lot of us, like, we do our best, but then we look back and we're like, well, maybe that wasn't the best move. But we all have places in our lives where we have that. And when you look back and you're like, I'm going to own that and improve it, that's where things go good for you. Ace of Cups. Oh. Ace of Cups, Four of Swords, and are these the front or the back? The Four of Swords is the back, and the Two of Wands is the back. There's the front of it, I think. No, you got the front of the Two of Wands, too. Four of Swords is the back, I believe. There's the other side of it. Something is being offered to you. But it's very interesting because there's an offer here, but it's almost like when you're buying something online, you get what you want, you purchase it, but it's like X amount of days before you get it. I almost feel like it's one of those things where it might be a week or two before you actually get it. I know we're in a society where we're expecting things in 2 to 3 days lately, but this might be a week or two before you actually get it. One of those things. So offer comes in, there's going to be a wait for it. But the thing is, you have to get it. It's almost like buying like a kit online. So you have to wait for it to come, but once you get it, then you got new choices to make. Like, now that I have this kit, what do I want to make with it? You know? There's waiting. I keep getting the waiting. You got the knight, or not the knight. This is the King of Wands. That's the front. You got the back of it. There's a lot you have coming forward. A lot you plan on doing. But the thing is, as you're waiting, you're kind of like, this is the catch with Gemini. One of the catches with Gemini. Not just Gemini. But like, as you're waiting, like maybe the first day or two goes fine. But the longer it goes, you're like, I could blank. I could blank. Do I even want to do that now? Do I want to do something else? Like, your mind will go into different ideas. And then you'll be like, well, this is what I was originally going to do with that kit, but I could do that with this kit. Or I could kind of, when I get that kit, maybe I'll just sell it to this person. Or maybe this. Or maybe I'll just save it to another time. Maybe I don't know if I don't really want it right now. It's kind of like when you buy something for dinner and you get home and you're like, you know what, I'm not going to make that today. I'm going to put it in the freezer. Or I'm going to put it in the cupboard or wherever it needs to go. I'll make it another day. It's kind of like one of those things. Four of Cups, it's kind of like, it's good, but now that because you're waiting and you can't really act on it, I feel like that's why the King of Wands is reversed. Kind of like you have every intention of acting on it when you start it, but you got to wait. And it's kind of like the wait is kind of like, I really want to do something though. It's kind of like, since I have to wait anyway, this possibility, that possibility. The wheel is like spinning like a crazy top is what I'm getting. It's kind of like, vroom, 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 vroom. It's going back and forth all over the place. Because you're like, I have an opportunity open here. I can do a lot of different things. It's almost like when you're being between jobs and you're like interviewing for one and it's a long process. It's like it's going to be 3 months before these people are going to make their decision. But you're like, I can do this. I could apply for that. I could apply for this. I could do this. I could start my own business. I could blah, 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 blah. You got ideas up the wahoo. I mean, like, again, I feel like the wheel is spinning like a top back and forth, bouncing here, bouncing there. Your wheel doesn't go just left and right. Yours spins around, bounces up, goes over here, goes over there. You got possibilities beyond possibilities. And that's actually the waiting is driving you crazy. You're like, I need to do something. It's very hard. You got impatience. Impatience is next. It's kind of like it's driving me crazy. I need to do something. I want to do something. Before this starts, hopefully, but even if it's when it's starting, you want to write down your original thought, what you were originally going to do. I'm getting you want to type it up, write it up, do something. Get your plan down. Just have it for reference, what it originally was, so you can at least look back at it for reference. You want to write it down. I'm getting write it down, type it up, whatever. Impatience is going to drive you crazy, I feel like, and it could cheat you out of something good. Self-worth is also saying, like, I feel like the self-worth is saying, if you write down your original thought and keep it somewhere where you can reference back to it, and then when you get this situation, when the situation is ready to move forward, if you just reference your original thought, I feel like it'll reignite for you and you'll get that original goal you were hoping for. That way also, if you write it down and you just plan to refer to it when you are able to move forward, judgment will go in your favor. Because I feel like you could get derailed. If you get derailed and go a different path, it's going to be hard to come back. It's going to delay something. I feel like it's going to delay something. I'm getting write it down, type it up, and just put it somewhere where you can easily find it. Even if you like write it up and you like put it on your phone somehow, like you take a picture of it or whatever you got to do, or type it up and email it to your phone, whatever, or text it to your phone, whatever you got to do. Because I'm getting like, it's going to constantly happen. It's your natural energy to think of other possibilities. It's not bad. That is not bad. It's being able to go back to your original thought and reference it before you step into that next realm. Like, don't go down any other paths until you get that opportunity. Just keep looking at the possibilities. And when that comes in, when, for example, your package comes in a couple of weeks later, just say, oh, this is that package. Let me look at my original thought. Let me just go through that. If you go through that original thought, if you write it down, it'll reignite what you originally wanted. You'll be like, oh yeah, I am excited about that. Oh yeah, I do want to do that. It'll put you on path. It'll keep you where you want to go. Justice will happen. But they're saying do that for yourself. That way you can allow yourself to consider these other possibilities and research a little here, research a little there, find out a little bit here, find out a little bit there. This will go to your benefit because it's your natural energy to seek these things out. If you try to force yourself to stick, like, I must stay focused, I must stay focused. If you do that to yourself for a couple weeks, you will be so disgusted by time it's time to move forward that you won't want to go that same path because it will drive you crazy. It will be on your nerves. If you write it down, put it to the side, and let yourself consider these other options, but when it comes in, you read it, you'll be reignited and it won't drive you nuts. You have to honor your own energy is what I'm getting. I mean, the normal stereotypical Gemini energy has to see all the possibilities, has to explore that. That's just one of the gifts of Gemini. Whatever it is you're heading towards, I do feel like you're meant to go a certain direction. I just feel like this reading, if it really hits, is meant to make it easier, because you could end up derailing yourself. It's kind of like, we're marrying the wrong person. I don't know why we're saying that. And then going into that relationship for 3 to 5 years and then realizing this isn't the one. And then getting out of that. And then a couple years later finding the right one again and trying to get with that one. Instead of like wasting those 7 years, you could have just went the right path. They're saying hopefully this will help you do that, because there's like a certain place you're supposed to end up. It could happen now, or it could get delayed however long. However long. It's a general read. I guess we got to take it. But they're saying you're supposed to go down this other road. And if it doesn't work this time, that's fine. They'll work you back around to it when they can. But you don't have to do this. Like, I'm getting like, whatever this derailment is, it's really not going to serve you. The original plan is much better. They're trying to help you find a way to get and stick with that original plan. The Fool comes in saying it's kind of up to you to get there. It's up to you to get there with the Fool. Sooner or later you will get there. It's just like sooner would be better. I feel like sooner would be better than later. Completion of the task is what they're trying to help you with, but the gratitude is saying you got to be ready for it. And it's kind of like trying to help you get there. They're saying you could do this now. You don't have to take this other path. It's almost like, also like, you don't have to take this bonus course, but it's almost like, also, if you want to look at it that way, taking this alternative path, it would give you some more spiritual advancement. You don't have to do that though. But usually spiritual advancement isn't like, it's not like a pottery class. It's not just for fun. It's kind of like a kickboxing class. You're going to get kicked in the face a couple times. Just saying. So, it's up to you if you want that. Probably not. Probably not. Sooner or later, this is recovery. I've been talking to it, but I'm going to hold it up. Recovery with abundance. Sooner or later, you will get to your abundance. It's just kind of like they're wondering when you're going to do it. Destiny is saying you will do it. But the back of the back of the Page of Cups, that's the front, this is the back. The back of it is saying it's like, if you don't see it, like if you don't have to go there right now. But it's kind of like, this is abundance. This is something you want. You don't have to do it right now if you don't really want to. So if you're like, okay, that's fine. I'll take the kickboxing class. If that's what you want, that's your business. They're saying you don't have to do that. Go towards the true abundance for you. And they're saying this is how you do it. So you don't have to take all these crazy detours. I think we're done. I'm going to shut that down there. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.